to this happy place, welcome.
Hey guys, it's Tim. Welcome to another episode of the Dreaming of Disney podcast, episode 82. And I'm with my beautiful wife, Audrienne.
Hello.
So if you joined us last week, we left you on a cliffhanger. What did we do? What did we do next? Did we get wet with the rain?
What?
Did we come prepared?
Did we leave early?
Did we leave? Did we say, forget this, we're going home?
Well, I will say that after the first night, first full day with the whole group, before we were going to bed, your dad did text you and we're like, what are you thinking about tomorrow?
Yeah, so what's the plan for tomorrow? And I'm like,
I was honestly thinking that they weren't going to come.
Yeah.
Because we're looking and it's like rain.
It's like 100%
the
rain.
entire day.
All day.
Like all day. It would go, like the chances went down.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop. It didn't stop all day. But given that we were going into California Adventure, I was like, there's Animation Academy building where we can do, Animation building where we could do Animation Academy, Turtle Talk. There's just a lot. You could sit in there for a long time and just watch the videos. You know, there's Mickey's PhilharMagic. There's, more inside things. I was like, also, I don't think we're going to need Genie Plus because the day when we went back to our room after when it started raining, our first day in Disneyland, it was frustrating because we're looking at the app and everything is walk on.
Yeah.
But we had kids in bed, we're like, man,
I know.
because everything's like 5-10 minutes. Like Indiana Jones was 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think we need Genie Plus. Like, let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to rain all day. And if crowds were low when it was only raining half of the day, and this is supposed to be like the big storm day, let's see. And we didn't purchase it. So
yeah, we decided, I told my dad, I was like, we'll just kind of play it by ear. We're probably not going to rush to the park like we did the day before.
Yeah.
We'll just kind of take our time. We ended up getting there like at 8:30. Like us taking our time is getting there like 30 minutes after parks opens.
No, we're walking in. I'm looking at pictures. Oh, we were at the gate at 8.
Okay,
and
so they
there's
opened
no
at 8.
line.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching a video because Georgia is adorable.
It was already raining. Yeah.
She's in her rain boots and her raincoat dancing in the rain. And there's no line. People are walking right through. We didn't wait.
Yeah.
Like we were like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We also came back. We all had shoe covers for our, like waterproof shoe covers.
We were decked out in our rain gear, wearing raincoats.
Yeah. Ponchos,
covers.
hats. Like we were more layers. So yeah. So we got in. Georgia really wanted to ride the trolley. And I was like, hey, she wants to do something. I'll take her on that. You took the boys on web slingers, walked right on.
Walked right on. We walked into the first, we walked in, they're like, how many in your party? Go on in. We went to the room with the show with Peter Parker. We went out there, grabbed our glasses, walked right onto the ride.
Yeah.
We were done within 10 minutes.
Because that was at like 8:10.
Yeah.
We also told your family, like, take your time, like, just let us know when you're on your way. We'll let you know, like, we can kind of like see how things are going. So one thing about shoe covers, if you buy them, I bought for me and the boys, it was like Amazon's Choice or whatever. They were like $9.99. Say they're reusable, but some of the reviews said they're like one and done. And yes, they are. Like me and the two boys that wore them all day all got holes in ours. So by the end of the day, one of my shoes was wet. Same thing with Noah.
And these are just small holes.
Small, tiny holes. I almost missed it.
Yeah.
But then it made my shoe wet by the end of the day. But Yours, I got you just because I got yours at the last minute and they were a little nicer because it was the only one that was like same day delivery because it was like right before we left. Had like a zipper.
Yeah.
But you still got a hole in yours.
Yep.
Boston's the only one who didn't because he took his off because they are slick.
Yeah.
So be careful. The pictures like on Amazon show people like rock climbing. Right? Not rock climbing, but like hiking. I'm sorry, hiking and like going through streams. I don't think so. Like, and there were certain parts that were more like in bathrooms inside
Avengers
like
Campus
restaurants, but inside Avengers Campus, when you go in and there's like what is that?
It's just the entrance where they have the Avengers sign.
And like on the ground, there's like
lights,
the lights and like the blue part of the light. So slick.
Oh yeah.
I almost ate it. Noah ate it. Caught himself a little, but Boston ate it and got his butt wet. So then he had you take off his shoe covers and wouldn't put them back on for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So that pair didn't get a hole. But just be careful. Like if you have any kind of knee problems, hip problems, like
there was a couple times where I almost ate it.
Yeah.
Holding Georgia. Yeah.
When we went into Toy Story Mania, we were in line, and then when you go in the inside part and it's tile, I was holding her, and my legs were exhausted by the end of that because and my core, because it was so slick with the shoe covers, and I was holding her and trying not to fall. So just keep that in mind. Maybe get rain boots. They worked well if there wasn't a hole.
Yeah.
They worked really well.
They're great. Yeah.
One of my shoes was completely dry, even though I'm like, the streets were flooded. It's just they got a hole easily and they're just super slick. So anyways, just a little side note about that. But, and then we took, she said she wanted to do Ariel. So we went and did Ariel. And like I said in last week's episode, she flipped out.
Yep.
But then we got her to calm down for most of it. And then I think at that point, then Soren, your family still wasn't in. Soren was like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I took the boys on that, and we didn't walk right on, but almost. Mm-hmm. Like I think we waited like 10 minutes, maybe 5, but like that hole, when you first get into the building, it was empty.
Yeah.
I have pictures and video because it was so weird. And this was at 9:20. So empty at 9:20. So then your sister and our nephew came first. And then her husband and your parents were going to come in later. And so her and I took the boys on web slingers. And you went and took George on the carousel, which she was happy about. You rode that several times.
We rode that 3 times in a row.
Because it said web slingers was short, and then it ended up being longer once we got there, but it wasn't bad. It was like 10, maybe 15 minutes. I don't have a lot of pictures and stuff from this day because it
was raining nonstop.
The entire time. So I'd pull my phone out and it was just like, it was raining. And something I've realized about myself in the rain. Uh-huh. What I really don't like is when my hands are always wet. Mm. My hands just were never dry. So then anything I grab, because I was wearing a poncho, so the water's just running down my arms onto my hands. So my hands were constantly wet. So then I try to grab my phone or grab something in the stroller or grab something in my backpack, and I couldn't dry my hands on anything because everything was wet. Yeah. And after several hours, that was really irritating me. And I didn't have the poncho I got didn't have pockets, and I couldn't put my hands in under the poncho in my jacket pockets because I'm pushing the stroller. And also, so we were like, okay, umbrellas are cumbersome. We could hit people. You have to close it. We had 2, but I was like, I just want my poncho to be easy, especially when you're pushing a stroller.
Yeah.
And not with an infant that doesn't weigh much. She's a toddler, so the stroller is heavier. But our oldest hates and always hates getting wet. Mm-hmm. in like normal clothes. Like he loves to swim, but like when he's wearing, normal dry clothes, he hates getting wet. So he used an umbrella and we're like, okay, but just don't like knock anybody's eye out, poke anybody's eye out. And you have to close it. Like I'm not carrying it for you. 100% responsible with it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, who was dry and warm and wanted to keep going? The kid who used the umbrella.
Yep.
But oh yeah, so it was just like I don't have a lot of like I didn't document a lot because it was just so stinking wet. We went down. Georgia really wanted to see Bing Bong. And the Inside Out ride was closed. But I know there's like the Bing Bong's candy shop. So we went down there and because they have like a big old Bing Bong and it talks. And so she loved that because she really likes Bing Bong right now.
And then we did Toy Story Mania.
Did we do that before your parents came in?
Yes.
Okay, and we didn't. Because we didn't get Genie Plus,
and it was closed most of the morning.
That's right. And then it opened up. We're like, we should go do that because it was a 5-minute wait.
Yeah.
And then as we walked, it went up to 15.
Yeah.
But still, 15 minutes in the standby.
Yeah.
A few hours into the park opening.
That ride is always at least a half hour.
Standby probably more. Yeah. So, and that one's always fun. Oh, that was another one that I got her on. She started because it was just me and her. It was you and your sister. The boys paired up, and then I had her. And I was like, no, I love this ride. Like, we just got to move. We just got to go. Like, so she screamed and flipped out. But then once we started going, she was fine.
Yeah.
So.
And I was on a mission.
Yes.
I've been doing research. I did last time we went. I looked up. There's a whole bunch of tips and tricks on how to get the highest score. There's like secret levels and which targets to get so you unlock certain things. So I've been doing that because I'm in competition with some fellow podcasters.
Yeah. I don't think they know. Well, I guess they know now kind of because you tagged them. Yeah.
So our friends at Disney World is awesome. TJ, Matt, Landon. Matt is the reigning champion with 245,000.
Wow.
TJ has like 219. And so I want to see how high I could get.
You've never beat 200.
No. So I got 209.
I'm impressed with you.
So I had to text TJ. I was like, check this out. He's like, wow, 200 for the first try. That's pretty good. I was like, it's got a long way to go. I wanted to go again because I wanted to.
Yeah.
But we ended up not being able to go again.
Yeah.
But
it was after that we met up, I think, with, or maybe after that we went to Bing Bongs. We did. We went Bing. I see, like, I don't have a lot of pictures.
Okay.
Because then it was like getting close to lunchtime and your parents came. So we went and we met them at the Starbucks and ate. They went and did Soarin' while we ate. And I was already at this point, I was trying not to get grumpy. It was my hands. I just was so frustrated. I was just like, everything is wet. So everything I touch is wet. Like I was just getting a little done. Once I sat down and like took off my poncho and took off my jacket and was like eating, I was okay. But then I was like, I don't want to go back out in the rain and the stroller.
Yeah.
It was just a lot with her.
Yeah, it was.
And again, this trip, she wasn't in the best place emotionally. And so it was just a struggle, like everything. And this is our first trip taking her potty trained.
Yes.
And she's wearing rain boots.
Yes.
And she'd be like, oh, baby. We go to the bathroom. She's like, oh, no.
Nope. Psych.
After we like run in the rain and I'm like trying to get her rain boots off and she's screaming because she doesn't want to take her shoes off, but I can't have her go potty with her rain boots on because then she can't. So there was that. It's just like, so it was just a lot with that too. Like, so I was just, and also usually the first night in a hotel, I sleep horrible. But then after that, like I'm tired from the park day and I sleep better. I didn't sleep good at all this trip. So I was just tired. But Oh, we went into
Avengers.
No, art animation.
Oh yeah, I don't
We went
have any
there. I
pictures
can't
of it.
remember what we did because we met up in there. I think I took her to the bathroom. I think. And then Boston had to go to the bathroom, and then Jack had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
and
like,
then so
why
we
can't
met.
everybody just go to the bathroom at the same time?
You try to get him to, but they're like, no, I don't have to go.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, but we went into the animation building and we did the Animation Academy, and we drew the new star from Wish, which we haven't seen yet. So it was kind of like, none of us had seen it.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get but the line wasn't long, and we were like, oh, let's just do. There's one starting in a couple minutes. Let's just do this. And but yeah, it wasn't like a right time to be like, oh, look who's in an hour. Let's come back. You know, but it was fun. Everyone really liked it because it's a really cool thing to do. And like the way they break it down, you're like, oh my gosh, like I am not an artist. Like I can't draw at all. And but like I can do that. Like every time I've done it, which is a lot over the years, like I'm like, it looks like Eeyore. Like so it's really cool. But I'm not saying that I could be an artist by any means. But so then after that, I think we went to Guardians after that.
Yeah.
And this is another ride. We talked about it last week, how when you go on rides, it's fun to go with people who haven't been and don't know what's coming. And that was the same thing with this. So I went first with your mom, her sister, and her husband. And
well, I thought it was funny. So our brother-in-law was, because we saw it, it's a drop ride.
Yeah.
And so, because my dad was worried about it because his back is sensitive. And so he has to, be careful about what rides he goes on. Yeah. He doesn't want to throw out his back. And I said, no, it's not rough. It's, it's pretty smooth. Yeah.
But I was concerned about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Like, I really didn't want him to.
And brother-in-law was like, oh yeah, they shoot you up, but when you come down, you come down at an angle. And so it's very gentle. I was like, and so he was describing like the Superman ride at Six Flags.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that's not how
you're
it
like,
works.
no, it's nothing like that.
No, it's nothing like that. You go straight up.
And he was like, no, you didn't say that because we didn't want to tell him anything.
You didn't want to tell him that you start, shooting.
Yeah. Which your mom is one who likes to know things.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't tell her anything. Yeah. And so, because one of the, I don't want to, well, you just spoiled it.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, just, because I've listened to like Disney World is awesome. They'll start talking about Tron or Cosmic Rewind, and I start fast forwarding because I don't want to know. Yeah. I was so close in August to like not needing spoilers or not needing to worry about spoilers anymore. And I'm like, darn it, now I have to wait till February. Like, I'm so close now. I don't want any spoilers. So here's a spoiler for Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. If you've never been on it in California Adventure, fast forward a bit. So with Tower of Terror, you go up slowly. Yeah. You don't even really realize it. And then you drop.
Yeah.
Where one of the greatest things about this ride is that that's what we were expecting. We just thought, they just changed the theme. It's going to be the same movements. You're not expecting to shoot up fast right away. It's
the best.
It's so great. So I'm like waiting and your sister's just like, they all thought we were going to go up and just drop straight down.
Yeah.
And so your sister's like talking to me and I know it's about to come in, but she's like, okay, so and then we just like shoot up. And then when we got to the top and they opened, I was just laughing and first, as soon as we sat down, I was like, I have to show you. I was like, once we sit down, I have to show you what Tim did the first time we rode this ride. I was like, it wasn't this ride. I was like, it was Tower of Terror. The first time I took your brother on this, I have to show you what he did. But when you get to the top and they open and they're going to take your picture, she's just like, oh my God. Because she thought from there, we just went straight all the way down. So in the picture, I'm just like hysterically laughing because I was just laughing. Like, so that's like it's such a fun ride to go on, period. But when you take people that have never been on it and don't know what to expect, it is, I laugh hysterically every time. Like first time I took Boston.
Anytime you go on, everybody in that car, elevator, shaft, whatever you call it, everyone's always hysterically laughing.
It's just,
everyone.
I can't, it's so great. And then your mom is great and loves thrill rides.
Yeah.
So I told her, because she was like, that's what Audrienne wanted, because I was all the way in and there's a handle there. She's like, that's why Audrienne went in first. She wants to hold on. I was like, no, I like my hands in the air. She was like, why? I was like, because you feel it more. She was like, oh, okay. And she didn't put her hands down the entire time. She had her hands up the entire time.
But she said, I'll go on the ride first to make sure, for my dad to make sure, tell him whether he can go on it or not.
Yeah.
So you guys go on it. She comes out. She's like, oh yeah, no, John, you can totally go on it. It's fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so she wants to go on it again. So
yeah. So because you and your dad were just going to go, but she was like, I'll go again.
Yeah.
Because then Boston wanted, because we got a rider swap.
That's right.
So for a rider swap now, it used to be
you plus two other people.
You plus two. Now it's just you plus one.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we'll get rider swap, because when we didn't get Genie Plus, and we go by and the line, the wait was 10 minutes, I think, 10 or 15 minutes. We walked straight on to that first room where Rocket comes in.
Yeah.
Straight into. So basically it was like a lightning lane, because after that is where the lightning lane means up.
Yeah.
So like it was like having a lightning lane. So when we got off, Boston had decided, he wants to ride it now. Because at first he said no. So it was just going to be you and your dad. Now Boston wants to ride it. I'm like, oh. And your mom's like, well, I'll go on it again too. And I was like, well, then forget the rider swap, guys. The wait is 10 minutes. Like, just go. Like, it's the same thing. You're going to meet up at the same point anyway.
Yeah. By the time we got there, it was actually like 25 minutes, but still, it wasn't.
But
that bad.
yeah. So yeah, your mom rode it 2 times in a row. And it's a great ride.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you guys, when we got off, it was raining really hard. And then it started raining even harder once you guys headed over to Guardians.
Yeah.
And I needed to get Georgia down for a nap. So, your sister took the boys, they went on Monsters, and I was just walking around trying to get her down for a nap, but it was raining very hard. Thankfully she did, but she was screaming.
Yeah.
And then finally just like conked out. But it was just like, there's that little place right across from Monsters Inc. It's like a little, like, there's a stage and they'll do like dance parties and stuff there. And it's like an overhang. So there's people like sitting in benches facing the stage, but there's a big section between the benches and the stage. Mm-hmm. So they're all facing me. And I was just pacing in front of all these people because it was the only cover I could get.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could just pace in the rain, but I really don't want to. And this is when I really needed a treat.
Yeah.
I ended up not even I just got a churro, which usually for an afternoon treat, I want something, I don't know, different, but, I don't even remember after that. I think your parents wanted to eat this. It was getting to the point where it was just like, it was getting a little too much.
Yeah.
But your parents wanted to eat. We wanted to go. Our nephew really wanted to go on the Ferris wheel.
Oh,
I haven't been on the Ferris wheel in years because our boys never want to go on it. You don't like it.
Pixar Pal Around it's called.
I always liked the swinging section, like when I was younger, like a teenager, early adult. Like, but our boys never wanted to go on it. You don't want to go on it, so we just never do. It's not that big of a deal. But our nephew really wanted to, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'm up for it. So, but Jack would not have liked. Then they wanted to go on the swinging one. So me and your sister took our nephew, and then Noah and Boston. Mm-hmm. So we're on. It's raining. I thought we'd have more cover than we did. The rain was coming in from the sides.
Well, it was windy too.
It was windy, yeah. And as we're coming around the other side, I was taking video because I know what's coming. I know that this swing is way more intense than it looks when you're just looking. You always hear people screaming and you're like, what are they screaming about? And then you know when you go on it. And our nephew's like, wait, we go down before we swing? Wait, what? And we start swinging. And my poor little baby boy Boston is terrified.
Oh, yeah.
Like crying. I don't like this. I want to get off. Please, I want to get off. Make it stop. And I was just like, I can't do it. So then we are swinging big as we come down. And I'm thinking, oh, I couldn't remember if we went around just once.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're done. Nope, we keep going. And I was like, oh, darn it. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy, we're not done. He was like, what? I want to get off. Like, please. So then our nephew, because I'm telling him, I was sitting across from him. The boys were all sitting together. And I'm like, buddy, just close your eyes, okay? Just close your eyes. I don't like this. And I'm like, just thankfully, again, the wait was a walk on. Yeah. And so, when the wait is longer, you're on it a lot longer because you keep having to stop to let them in. Yeah. So that was another thing. Like when we came down and swung for the first time, we kept going. Yeah. Because usually you stop and you kind of slow down. I feel we only got like one, maybe two swings. Okay. And so our nephew was like covering his eyes because he wouldn't close his eyes. And then, I felt so bad. I felt so bad. I'm not going to post it because that would be mean to him. Yeah. But it was actually, I just realized I sent the video to my brother and I didn't get a response. I was expecting a response.
So while you were doing that, I was underneath Silly Symphony swings. And because there's like a overhang and you're overlooking the bay or the lake or whatever you want to call it, the water. And there's some benches down there. And so I was like, I'm tired. I want some type of treat or something. Yeah.
Georgia was asleep.
Jack was with me. And it's like, so I did something that I never do. I bought a beer because one, beer is crazy expensive at Disneyland. It was like $13 for something, for that same price, you can get a 6-pack. But I sat and watched the rain and just kind of chilled out while Georgia slept, had some snacks while you did that. And then,
because we got pretty wet because then too, when the first swing, a bunch of water came down from the roof of the gondola, landed on me and your sister. And so then we met back up with you and we were under the swings and Noah, Boston, and our nephew were like, we want to go on the swings. We're like in the rain, like it's full on raining. And your sister's like, I'll take them. And we're like, okay, they get back and they are drenched.
They're soaked.
Like it looks like they just got off like Grizzly River Run.
And then Noah's like, I'm done. Yeah. I want to go back to the room. I'm tired and cold.
Yeah. And Georgia woke up and was very upset and crying. She had a lollipop. We had taken it away. Finally, we're like, you know what? Forget it. Here, take it back.
Take the lollipop.
And then she was fine and ate it for hours. Yeah. She was just happy after that. But so then so we wanted to do Incredicoaster in the rain. Yeah. Part of me did, part of me didn't. Cause I'm like, I feel like it could hurt, but like the weight is low. Everything is walk on. It wasn't a walk on. It was like 20 minutes and then it was like 30 minutes because they only had one side going. But you and your sister wanted to go on it, but we had Georgia and your parents were still eating. And I was like, why don't you two go? Like, because we're done. Like we don't have time. Like we just need to because also we wanted to get a group picture, in the rain, everyone all decked out in their rain stuff. Yeah. So then you went and did that, met up with your parents on the way. And so your mom wanted to go. So she went with you guys, but the wait was longer than expected. Yeah. And I was, and then I realized, because I was cold, because I was like, my pants were wet. One of my shoes was wet, I realized that I had only brought pajama shorts.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm cold. And we're going to go back to the hotel after this. And it's what? It was like
4
It was 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm cold. So I was like, I'm going to go to a gift shop and get some sweatpants. And so, and then, and through this, right, it's like raining, cold. Georgia says she has to go to the bathroom. So I take her in the rain. Oh, no, I don't.
Psych.
Yeah. And if you try to like make her, it's just going to be a meltdown. So I'm like, fine, okay. But, and then, separately your dad goes because your dad had the kids and then the boys and then, okay, you go back, take the boys. Okay, well, why don't we just meet him at Starbucks? Okay, you meet him at Starbucks. I'm going to go buy some pants. Well, I'm going to go to the bathroom first. I'm like, okay, I don't care. It's raining. I'm cold. Like I was getting a little done at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Just mainly the cold, the wet and the cold. And the wet hands. Earlier I'm like, I got a bunch of paper towels and put them in my jacket pocket.
Yeah.
And that helped because I could dry my hands off. But, so you guys got done. How was Incredicoaster in like a pretty good rain?
It was painful.
Yeah.
It like pelted your face. It was still fun, but yeah, it was a different experience. And there were certain parts where it hurt. And so you couldn't open your eyes because the water was just like stinging your face.
I thought they closed Incredicoaster in the rain. I didn't realize.
They kept it going, but they only had one side going. It had closed a couple times throughout the day. Mm-hmm. So they the one side they were having issues. So a line that should only been 10 minutes was taking about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. And then my sister, my mom loved it. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah. But so then we just met back up Buena Vista Street, Starbucks, and bought some pants.
You also bought something else.
I did buy something else. Okay.
So we get done and you tell me like you're going to go to Elias and Company, the gift shop there. And so I went to go check on the kids with my parents, my brother-in-law, and then I was going to come meet you to help out with Georgia. And I walk in and you're talking to the cashier and you're in the Dooney and Burke section. I was like, oh no.
Because I was just looking for sweatpants. And then I had remembered that they had the new, the black, what was it for? Anyways, I just wanted to look at the wallet. And I walk through, because I always like to look at the new ones they have, And I saw a really beautiful Elsa. It was a 10-year anniversary Frozen one. Mm-hmm. It was a little backpack. And I was like, oh, that is so, that's really pretty. And I was like, oh, I wanted to look at the wallet. And then I looked behind the register on a pedestal. They are displaying a beautiful Sleeping Beauty, 65th anniversary Sleeping Beauty, Dooney and Burke tote.
Mm-hmm. Had just come out that day.
Just come out a few hours before. Sleeping Beauty is my favorite. It's so beautiful.
And you got it. You bought it. You broke down. You bought it.
It was, because you came in right at that moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I was like, oh, let me look at the wallet. I looked at the wallet. I'm like, oh, well, it's not as pretty. And you said, it'd be your early anniversary gift. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Done.
So, yeah. I don't know where I use it because I'd be too afraid that anything would spill on it.
That's another thing is you're probably never going to use this.
Because if any of you remember my Small World bag story that, I went out with friends and wine spilled all inside and some outside. Not white wine, white wine, red wine. I used my 100 one for months.
Yeah.
Nothing spilled on it.
Yeah.
But this one's
special.
This one is special, and I might just find
only.
A special shelf and display it with some smart lights underneath it to make it aglow. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we grabbed a picture. Your parents and your sister and our nephew hadn't gone on Soarin' yet.
Yeah.
So they went to do that and we left.
Yeah. We're like, we're done.
Because they were going to leave after that.
But this time it was after 5:00.
No, poor Noah. He was just soaked. There had been a hole in his shoe cover. So one of his shoes was completely wet. After he went on the swings, he was wearing like, athletic type pants.
Yeah.
They were soaked. His raincoat was like soaked through. Like when I told him we were going to grab a picture real quick, he got tears in his eyes. And I was like, buddy, it's going to take there's nobody out there. Like the park is dead. We're going to grab a picture real quick. Yeah. And then it's already on the walk out. But yeah, so, walked back to the room, dried off. We had so many clothes we needed to dry this time. Everything was wet again. So, and we got dinner again at
Tango Terrace.
And I was like, I want that burger again. It's so good.
Yeah.
Another milkshake. It was raining good. It was a heavy-ish rain, at that point. I wouldn't say it was pouring, but it hadn't stopped. So it was just we weren't getting any breaks from it.
Yeah.
And so it was just a lot. And then again, and the kids were tired. And there is something nice about getting back to the room, not after fireworks, not when the kids are so dead tired that they fight you every inch of the way. And there is something nice about having just a calm evening in the room. Mm-hmm. We could give Georgia a bath and get her warm and relaxed. And then everyone can just kind of chill and fall asleep. That is nice. Yeah. I love nights in the park and fireworks and all that, but a slower.
Yeah. Cause at that point,
nice too.
you after the fireworks, the kids are falling asleep on the way back.
Yeah. You're dragging them.
You're dragging them and you're just throwing them into bed.
And then a day like these days where it was already tough in the rain and cold, they didn't have. Well, they were having World of Color, and they did it in the rain. Yeah. But, it's going to be miserable. Yeah. No one's going to enjoy this. Where if we go back to the room, they want to get warm. Yeah. They wanted to go back. So, why push anything? Yeah. But it was just frustrating because then again, we're looking at the app, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, everything is a walk-on in both parks. Everything it was Indiana Jones 15.
5-10 minutes, yeah.
Rise was 20. And you're like, oh my gosh, if it was just me and you. But even then, it's the cold, that gets you.
Well, both of these nights, so Sunday and Monday, we got push alert from the Disneyland app saying that they were closing early.
Yeah, they closed early. Due to inclement weather.
Sunday, Disneyland was scheduled to close at 11 and California Adventure at 10. And Sunday they closed Disneyland at 10, an hour early, and then California Adventure at 8.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Disneyland and California Adventure on Monday both closed at 8. Yeah. Mainly because Disneyland, it was also Sweetheart's Night. Yeah, that still happened. So that still happened. They didn't cancel that because of the weather.
I wonder how that went.
Going. Yeah. So they did close early those 2 days. So Tuesday. So usually what we do, on the day that we leave, we usually do a half day. We go in, we ride some rides, eat lunch, come home. Mm-hmm. We had decided we're tired. We're done with the rain.
So done.
And because we had a reservation, it was too late to cancel it. We're like, okay, we have to check.
And this was just us and the kids. It wasn't your.
My parents, they were leaving.
Yeah.
So they didn't have tickets and reservations for Tuesday. And so let's just go in. We still haven't tried the waffle Cristo yet.
So, well, you weren't even thinking. You were thinking we would just get breakfast at the hotel and leave.
Yeah.
And then I was like, we didn't get the waffle Cristo. The boys had money they didn't get to spend.
Yeah.
So then we were thinking, should we just go into World of Disney in downtown Disney?
Yeah.
But then I was like, we're at the monorail. Like, we're right outside the monorail. We could go in. We never go in the morning on the monorail. We always walk through the main gate.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's a longer walk to World of Color. It's probably about the same if we just ride the monorail and then go to Main Street. And that way we can get the waffle Cristo and all that. So that's what we did.
Yeah. But this was the heaviest rain of the entire trip.
Yeah.
Tuesday morning. It was, if those days were just like a constant rain, this was a downpour.
Yeah. I think later in the day after we had left, it stopped. But in the morning.
This was the heaviest so far. And so game plan was on the monorail, I made a mobile order for the waffle Cristo at the Royal Street Veranda next to Pirates. I was going to go pick that up. You were going to take the kids over to the Emporium on Main Street, look for things to get, souvenirs, all that kind of stuff. So I get there and I suddenly thought, wait a second, it's pouring rain. How am I going to keep this food dry and still warm and have to walk from New Orleans Square all the way to Main Street? So thankfully it was a small little basket for the full order of waffle Cristo. I just stuffed it in my jacket.
Yeah, you did.
I just stuffed
you
it
did
in there.
Good. I didn't even think about it until you walked in. And I was like, what does he do?
I was like, okay, I'm going to walk fast. Hopefully my body heat keeps it warm. And
it didn't. It could have been warmer.
It could have been a little bit warmer. It wasn't as fresh. But I met you over at the Emporium, and we had the waffle. We had the waffle Cristo.
Yes. So I made a reel about it, and I'm horrible at food reviews, you guys. I'm like, it's good. I'm not like specific, like it has this and this and this. But if you know the Monte Cristo, it has, it's on is it brioche bun or what?
No, it's more like a croissant. It's like a deep fried croissant.
Yeah. Anyways, it has ham. It has turkey, cheese.
Yeah, there's two different
Cristo.
kinds. There's the kind with the meat and another kind that's all cheese.
Okay. Well, this one is the meat. With the Monte Cristo you could get at Cafe Orleans.
Yeah.
And it has powdered sugar on it. It comes with like strawberry preserves. So good. Very filling. Like we'll share it and be like full. The older I get, the less I can handle it.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
It's very rich.
It's not fun. I used to be able to eat the whole thing and be fine. So this is just on a waffle.
Or inside of a waffle.
Inside of a waffle.
Yeah.
Has the ham, the turkey, cheese, and then it comes with syrup and the strawberry.
Yeah.
So I was very excited about it. It is very good.
It's very good.
I want to try it more fresh, like there. Like when it's not raining and you're traveling.
I prefer it over the Monte Cristo.
You don't like as rich of things as I do.
Yeah.
I can handle more richness.
Yeah.
I still really liked it.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the super rich flavors like I do with the Monte Cristo. It was much lighter.
Yeah.
Still really good. But also what I'd want to do is like drizzle the syrup on, spread the strawberry, where we were like, it was raining. We were under a cover. Georgia was getting mad because she wanted some.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as hot as it was, I'm sure, when you first got it because you had to walk to me. And we're like trying to dip it. So like it tasted good. I need to try it where I can like sit and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But still very good, but a lot lighter. If you're going to split a full order, it's like a snack. Yeah. I would think. Like that's not a... It's a snack for me.
Yeah, it's a snack.
I could have eaten the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's not as filling as just the Monte Cristo, but very good. Mm-hmm. And I look forward to trying it again, in a better, more relaxed setting.
Yes. I agree.
Again, that's still not a good food review because I didn't even tell you like what kind of cheese or whatever. But this
it's
isn't a food.
I think it's provolone, or is it Swiss?
You know what?
It might be Swiss.
You know what? I'm going to look on the app.
Okay. While you do that.
No.
That was the end of it.
And then we left because it was pouring rain.
It was pouring rain.
We bought some treats for the road. And where am I going? Cafe Orleans.
Not cafe. It's
but I want to look at the Monte Cristo.
Oh, okay.
I still have it, right? I'm at.
So yeah, we got some treats.
Battered and fried Monte Cristo sandwich. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's battered and fried. Sliced turkey, ham, and Swiss with seasonal preserves and choice of palm frites. Okay. So
it's pretty much
Swiss.
the same thing, but instead of battered and fried,
it's just
bread,
on a waffle.
It's on a waffle or in a waffle. Which I think the flavor of the waffle complements the food, the meats and cheese inside more than the battered and fried bread on the Monte Cristo.
What did you just say? Sorry, I wasn't listening because I was looking at it.
I said I think the waffle complements the meat and cheese inside better than the Monte Cristo.
I don't know. The battered
bread.
and fried is pretty stinking good. But again, I can't handle it as well as I could when I was younger. Yeah, so this is rosemary ham, turkey, and Swiss waffle served with a side of strawberry preserves and maple syrup. So yeah, it's only for breakfast. So
Yes.
the Monte Cristo you can
and
get.
it does sell out.
Yeah, Monte Cristo you can get lunch and dinner. The waffle Cristo is only for breakfast. And that's at the Royal Street Veranda.
But yeah, so after we got some treats and we left because we were wet and it is only like 10 o'clock in the morning. And the boys wanted to check out the Lego store one more time. And we also checked out the Star Wars Trading Post store in downtown Disney. And then we loaded up the van and we headed home.
Yeah, so we got home, like I sent my sister a Marco Polo about something when we got home, and she was like, "You're already home? You were never home this early from Disneyland." I was like, "Yeah, we left."
Yeah, we hit no traffic.
Oh yeah, we didn't hit any traffic.
No traffic.
Because they were saying stay off the roads. It's a state of emergency.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't. It wasn't that bad.
No, by that time,
the rain was
kind of pretty much stopped.
Yeah. So that was good.
We were good.
It's really low wait times right. Oops, sorry. Right now.
But
overall, like it was really fun, and I think everyone had a good time.
Yeah.
Like your family had a good time. We're like, okay, we need a redo though. But at this too, like even though it was hard, also if you go in July in the heat.
Yeah, that's really hard too.
That's really hard and crowded.
Yes.
This wasn't crowded at all. Like it was so dead.
When we were heading back to the monorail on Tuesday, when we were leaving, we walked past Space Mountain. And it was a 5 minute wait at 10:30, 11 in the morning.
10, yeah. I think
and usually by then it's at least 30 minutes. And so we were very tempted. Like, what if we just?
I know, but no, I was like, no, I have
to be strong. We got to go.
Yeah, that was at 10:20.
Yeah,
we're walking by. I have a video, and I shared a story about that too. Like, and you can see, like, I shared a story. Main Street, excuse me, is like flooding, because it just started coming down.
Yeah,
like, and it was like, okay, no, I'm over wet shoes and wet pants, and like it would have been the third day of rain, and
we were ready to get dry.
Yeah.
But
overall, like really good.
Good.
Like, had we been able, because I know we asked in a poll in a story a few days before our trip, like you did a poll, like, change your dates or like enjoy the lower crowds.
Yeah.
It's hard because the lower crowds were awesome. If we wouldn't have had a stroller,
Yeah.
it would have been great.
Yep.
Like, I don't ever want to say anything like would be better without Georgia, but
It would have been.
but maybe this could have been a trip I should have left her back home with my sister or something. Yeah, like if this would have just been a bunch of adults, like it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Little kids, if you can, you might want to change the dates if you can. But if you can't, yeah, like like we said in our tips episode a few episodes back, like be prepared. Know that there's just going to be things you can't do. You're probably not going to get a super long day in unless you're really tough. Like you rock. Because
I on our California Adventure Day when it was raining all day, it surprised us how good of a day we had.
Oh, we got like everything done.
Yeah, we were done by 5 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4
o'clock. We had done
but mainly just our attitude because we went in prepared. We knew this is what it's going to be like. Let's get all of our stuff. Let's wear our rain jackets going into the park. Let's get our ponchos. Let's wear layers. And we had a good time.
Yeah. I do. Like, I wish I would have figured out a glove situation because even like cloth gloves would have then been wet.
Yeah. I had gloves
do like
and they
latex.
do get wet.
You can do like
later.
latex.
They have rainproof gloves.
Rainproof gloves. I guess. Yeah, they do. But it's like, I would only use those if it rained in Disneyland. Like, cause it doesn't, when it's raining at home, I'm not out in the rain. So like to buy those just feels like, but anyways, but looking back, I'm like, ugh, I kind of wish we could have changed our dates just to give your family like
Better
a more
experience.
full day. But I think they all had a good time. Like we had a good time. But then too, like if we would have had long wait times and then trying to like juggle Genie Plus, that could have been frustrating.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Yeah.
Like we walked on to like everything.
Yeah.
Or had like a 10-minute wait.
Yeah.
And so that was really nice because then taking people who've never been or haven't been in a very long time and you're like, oh, we're going to wait for 45 minutes for this and then 30 minutes for this. They could be like, we didn't have to do that. Like they got on all the rides. Sometimes multiple. I mean, your mom.
Yeah.
Your mom rode Guardians twice. She rode Soarin' twice. She got on Incredicoaster. She we all, we got all the rides in.
Yeah.
So, not everybody got every ride, but like for the most part, like we did really great.
We did all the stuff that we wanted to do.
Yeah. I think so. But so, it's just a different kind of trip.
Yeah.
Didn't get any we got fireworks from the room, but like, didn't stay for fireworks or World of Color. We were in our, rooms for dinner, but that was kind of nice given the weather. It was nice just to like let the kids be and let Georgia be and stay warm and, so it was nice. It wasn't like, I wish I was I did kind of wish I was in the park, just me and you and short lines, but we were like ready for it. So yeah, it was good. It was just a different trip, but it was really good.
Yes, it was good.
So yeah.
Now coming up, well, if you're listening to this right now, we are in Walt Disney World. If you
listen to this on the day that it drops or the few days after, then we are in Disney World.
We are in Disney World. And be prepared when we come back to have a full review.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it'll be a several-parter.
Yeah, and we probably, because we get back on a Friday, maybe we'll be ready to at least record one part of it that weekend.
Yeah, we might, yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned for that. It should be real fun. We're looking forward to that. I'm
so excited.
You sound real
excited.
I know,
but I just was at the end. I was at the end of a yawn, and it's late.
It is late.
I was like, I'm going to bed on time tonight.
Yeah, joke's on you.
And I haven't had dessert yet, so I still have to have dessert.
I know.
I have to.
Well, then now's a good time to end this. And we appreciate you sticking around, listening this long. And if you want more, follow us on Instagram.
Follow us.
Follow us on Instagram.
At Disney. No.
At dreaming.
At dreaming.
Disney.podcast.
And I don't know. We haven't discussed it yet. I don't know what we're going to do while we're actually there. If we're just going to take pictures and post later, because I don't want to be like.
Yeah, we don't want to be on our phone the whole time.
Yeah.
It is our anniversary trip.
It is our anniversary trip.
But
nowhere near any of the anniversaries we're celebrating.
Yeah.
It's in the middle. It's a combined 15th and 16th.
I'm sure we'll do some updates here and there.
Yeah.
But anyways. So thanks for listening. We appreciate you guys listening to us. And until next time. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.